Good day everyone. This video presentation is my project output for the finals in differential calculus. Before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself first. I am Alexon Tagolino Berha of BSECE 1GH. On this video, I will discuss one example of the application of our topic maxima and minima. This is the problem that I will be answering. A rectangle is to inscribe in the ellipse x squared over 200 plus y squared over 50 is equals to 1. Determine the maximum possible area. Let's analyze first the given problem. So, it is said that there is an ellipse and a rectangle inscribed on it. The rectangle has unknown measurements which we have to determine so that we could get the maximum possible area. If we will draw that ellipse, it will look like this graph. As you can see, the rectangle is inside that ellipse. Its four corners are touching the ellipse too. What we need to do with this is to find the maximum area of the rectangle. If you can still remember, the formula of getting the area of the rectangle is area is equals to its length times its width. On the graph, you can see the y and x axis. We will use those variables as a substitute for the formula of a rectangle. So we will let the length be equal to 2 times the value of x because it consists 2 times of x to know the measurement of the length. Same with the width. We will equate it to 2y because it consists 2 times of y to know the measurement of the length. Now that the value of the length will be 2x and the width will be 2y, our equation for the area of the rectangle will be 2x times 2y, or simply 4xy. As you can see, there were still two variables in our equation in getting the area of the rectangle. So we need to change the variable y in terms of x. We need to go back to the given equation of the ellipse in order to get the value of y, so that our equation will be one variable only. So, x squared over 200 plus y squared over 50 is equals to 1. We will transpose x squared over 200 on the right side, so its sign will change into negative. Then, we will multiply both sides by 50 so that y squared will be isolated. So the answer will be y squared is equals to 50 times 1 minus x squared over 200. Now we will get the square roots of both sides. So the square root of y squared is y, and the square root of 50 times 1 minus x squared over 200 is the positive and negative square root of 50 times 1 minus x squared over 200. The square root of 50 is 5 square root of 2, so our y will become positive negative 5 square root of 2 times the quantity of 1 minus x squared over 200. So we will just distribute 2 to the parentheses. So 2 times 1 will become 2, and then 2 times x squared over 200 will become 2x squared over 200, or simply our y will become y is equals to 5 square root of 2 minus x squared over 100. Now that we have the value of y in terms of x, we will go back to the formula and substitute y. So a is equals to 4xy will become a is equals to 4x times 5 square root of 2 minus x squared over 100. Or simply a is equals to 20x square root of 2 minus x squared over 100. After that, we can now proceed on differentiating the final equation. So the rule that we need to use is the product rule, which is the first term times the derivative of the second term plus the second term times the derivative of the first term. Therefore, a is equals to the derivative of 20x times the square root of 2 minus x squared over 100 plus 20x times the derivative of square root of 2 minus x squared over 100. So the derivative of 20x will be 20, copy square root of 2 minus x squared over 100 plus 20x, and then to get the derivative of square root of 2 minus x squared over 100, we will use the chain rule. Let's change it into exponential form. So its exponent will be 1/2, so we'll bring forward 1/2, then copy the inner function 2 minus x squared over 100. Then let's subtract 1 to the original exponent, which is 1 half. So 1 half minus 1 will be negative 1 half. Then let's derive the inner function. The derivative of 2 is 0. Then the derivative of negative x squared over 100 will be negative 1 over 100 times 2x. Now let's simplify the first part. So 20 times the square root of 2 minus x squared over 100. So the common denominator will be 100. The numerator will be 200 minus x squared. So simply it will become square root of 200 minus x squared over 10. Now let's simplify the part where we use the chain rule. It will be 1 over 2 square root of 2 minus x squared over 100 times negative x over 50, or will be negative x over 100 square root of 2 minus x squared over 100. Then 20 times square root of 200 minus x squared over 10 can be cancelled. The answer is 2 square root of 200 minus x squared plus 20x times negative x over 100 square root of 200 minus x squared over 100. You can simplify 100 times square root of 200 minus x squared over 10 by dividing 100 by 10, so the answer is 10. Our equation now will be 2 square root of 200 minus x squared plus 20x times negative x over 10 square root of 200 minus x squared. Let's just multiply 20x to negative x, so the answer will be negative 20x squared over 10 square root of 200 minus x squared. Again, copy 2 square root of 200 minus x squared minus the 20x squared over 10 square root of 200 minus x squared. We will divide 20 by 10, so the answer will be 2x squared. Therefore, our equation will become 2 square root of 200 minus x squared minus 2x squared over square root of 200 minus x squared. Then proceed to subtraction. Get the common denominator first, which is the square root of 200 minus x squared. Then on the numerator, it will be 2 times 200 minus x squared minus 2x squared. Now let's simplify this. So 2 times 200 will be 400. 2 times negative x squared will be negative 2x squared. And then copy negative 2x squared. So our final answer in the first derivative is 400 minus 4x squared over square root of 200 minus x squared. The next thing that we will do with this is to equate it to 0. We have to separate first the numerator from the denominator. 400 minus 4x squared is equals to 0. We will transpose negative 4x squared on the right side, so the sign will become positive. Then, we will subtract both sides by 4 so that x squared will be isolated. Then we get the square root of both sides. So the square root of x squared will be x, and the square root of 100 is 10. And the second equation, square root of 200 minus x squared is equals to 0. We will get the square root of both sides, so it will become 200 minus x squared is equals to 0. Next, transpose negative x squared on the right side, so the sign will become positive. After that, we will get the square root of both sides, so the square root of x squared will be x, and the square root of 200 will be 10 square root of 2. So, there are two values of x that we got. We will substitute both of it to the equation of y so that we will get the length and the width of the maximum possible area of the rectangle. So let's first use 10 as the substitution for x. So y is equals to 5 square root of 2 minus 10 squared over 100. It will be 5 square root of 2 minus 100 over 100. Simplify 100 over 100, it will become 1. 2 minus 1 is equals to 1. So y is equals to 5 square root of 1, or y is equals to 5. Next, let's now use the value 10 square root of 2 as a substitute for x. So y is equals to 5 square root of 2 minus 10 square root of 2 squared over 100. It will become 2 minus 100 times 2 over 100. So simplify 100 times 2, it will become 200. Divided by 100, it will become 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So y is equals to 5 square root of 0 will become y is equals to 0. Remember that we are looking for the maximum possible area. So we will disregard the value 10 square root of 2 for x because its value for y became 0. And there is no 0 at any sides of the rectangle. So now let's substitute the values that we got. A is equals to 4xy. Our value for x will be 10 and our value for y will be 5. So A is equals to 4 times 10 equals to 40 times 5 is 200. And that's our maximum possible area for the rectangle inscribed in the ellipse. X squared over 200 plus y squared over 50 is equals to 1. Let's also solve for its length and width 2. So its length will be 2 times the value of x, so it will be 2 times 10. So our length will be 20, while the width will be 2 times the value of y, so 2 times 5, our width will be 10. That's all. Thank you very much for watching.